What is going on, CUSE Nation? Welcome back to yet another edition of Bleed Orange. My name, Landon Cook, alongside Lucas Tarquinio, and thank you for watching. Today, we'll be taking a preview look to Syracuse football versus Rutgers, the new rivalry, the first game with fans in the Carrier Dome in 651 days. But the drought is now over. How you doing, Lucas?
I'm doing well, and that is a big drought. That's almost what? That's almost 2 years.
You can hear it too. My dog's even excited, barking away. Look at him. Now, last game against Ohio, if you haven't seen the post-game reaction video, make sure to go check it out now. Quarterback battle. Now, Tommy DeVito kind of owned playing time, really owned playing time. Schrader only got one drive with about 2 minutes left, about a fluke drive. What did you see out of Tommy DeVito that you liked and that you disliked?
I liked how Tommy DeVito ran the ball a lot. He looked good running, but I didn't like how Dino Babers didn't want to throw the ball good, but the running game was working. But the passing game, I would like to see more of that in the Ohio game. Because Tommy DeVito,
That's more than we thought we'd say. Now, DeVito is more of a pocket passer, and he ran the ball great. We just didn't really ever see that side of him, and it's almost like the throwing side of him just went blank for that Ohio game. So maybe we'll see him in the start of that Rutgers game just gunslinging. So who do you think is going to get the start, Schrader or DeVito?
definitely DeVito. He played great against Ohio. His running game has gotten way better.
It really has. We never really saw that before. That read option in the RPO, it just really worked for him last game, especially because Sean Tucker, the heart of the conversation. Now, I got a statement for you. And J5 Elmore, Chris Elmore really had something to say about it.
Yep.
Although he did not play, we'll get to that later. He says that Sean Tucker deserves the next number 44. Now, how do you feel about that? I know it's an overstatement, but do you think that if Sean Tucker keeps up playing the way he is, that he will end up getting the next 44?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Sean Tucker does deserve the number 44, as you can see right here. Um, Sean Tucker, if he performs like how he did, 200 yards, well, at almost 200 yards against Ohio, if he puts up those numbers every game, he could have a Heisman. He could be in the Heisman race, and he could get the number 44.
Now, the number 44 will be very hard for the Orange CUSE Nation to retire. But I'd assume once they unretire it, they'd retire it again once Tucker leaves. How do you think that whole shebang would work?
I mean, a lot of 44 players like Floyd Little, Ernie Davis, they were very good, but I don't know. Sean Tucker, we haven't really seen a lot out of him yet. So I don't know if he should wear the 44 jersey, but I think they could unretire it and then they could retire it when Sean Tucker leaves, like you said.
Yeah, like I said, overspoken. I believe Chris Elmore was a little bit too excited there for the start of the season. What do you think Chris Elmore's problem is? Now, he ran onto the field. He said the after the game prayer with the team. I believe, in my opinion, is disciplinary for those reasons that he traveled and all that stuff. He just didn't play. What do you think Chris Elmore's problem is?
Well, he is running. So I don't think he's injured. I don't think it's grades. It could be he talked back to a teacher or something. The teacher didn't like it or something, told Dino Babers, or he got in a fight with another student. That's what I'm thinking. But
That's what you're thinking?
yeah.
Yeah, it could be anything. You never know these days. But when do you see, and this is all just opinions right now, when do you see the return of Chris Elmore?
Week 4, definitely. They said he'll be
Week
back
4.
around. Yeah, week 4.
You think he could surprise us with a week 2 debut?
Oh, week 2. Well, Dino Baber said he could be out for 3 more weeks after week 1. So,
He did. He did. You never know
but
though. Like he could
there could be
be.
a surprise.
It could be a surprise. 651 days. We got to wake up on Christmas morning with a present. No
Yeah.
better present than the Rhino himself, right? Now, Deuce or Fluke? Deuce Chestnut really showed out against Ohio, making game-breaking tackles, won the Rookie of the Week, had an amazing interception. How much better does this man get? The 4-star recruit, Deuce Chestnut. Deuce or Fluke? What do you think in week 2?
I think it's gonna be Deuce again. I think he's gonna have another interception, but in the Ohio game, he had an open field tackle and he missed it. And Dino Babers, it was early in the Ohio game, and Dino Babers yelled at him. Then the next time he had a chance to get an open field tackle. He tackled the guy, and Deuce had like I don't know 7, 8 tackles I think, and an
Yeah.
interception last game. So I think it's gonna be Deuce.
All big tackles, too. Really came up in the biggest moments. But Deuce Chestnut, on the lookout for him, the true freshman. What a performance on his college debut for the Orange. Now, next, I'd like to bring up the horses in the stable. Well, Syracuse has a lot of running backs and a lot of horses in the stables. Now, what are you thinking? How much depth do you see in these stables?
These running backs, right?
Yeah, running backs.
So Jordy Van Howard, we didn't see him a lot in the Ohio game. We seen him, I think, last 2 minutes. Cooper Lotz can bring something to the table. I think.
Yes, he
He's
can.
gonna be a good backup to Sean Tucker. I feel like, and Abdul Adams. I don't know. He hasn't really showed anything yet because he hasn't
I don't
gotten a lot of
know.
playing.
Abdul Adams really had a great run. And at Oklahoma, he averaged 11 yards per carry. Like this man is a powerhouse, and so is Jarvion Howard. And that's why I keep bringing up the depth. Like Jarvion Howard had one play. I think he gained like 5 yards. He did trip. But there's so much depth where if there's one mistake, you can just go, all right, Sean, you go in there and score a touchdown, like this
Yeah.
is the most depth that I've seen in a running back position at Syracuse in my whole entire life.
Yeah, this Syracuse running back core is elite. I feel like very underrated. Very underrated.
Very underrated. It really is. Now, tomorrow's game day. Everyone, you're watching this right now. You're just as excited as we are. What do you got on the agenda for tomorrow?
Oh, well, I'm going to the game. Um, I feel like yeah, Dino Babers can bring something to the table. Um, Syracuse, I feel like Syracuse will pull out the win, 31-17.
Awesome. And tomorrow, I'm also going to the game. I believe the Orange will take over a 24-17 win against Rutgers. It will be a close game till the end. A defensive performance will slack a little bit, but nonetheless, I believe our quarterback core, Garrett Trader, will come in the second half, in my opinion, and come in and get the victory, and the Orange will advance to 2-0.
Yeah. Garrett Schrader, I don't know. We didn't really see a lot of him in Ohio. We just saw him against after Deuce got that interception to put the game away. We can't see a lot of Garrett Schrader, but Tommy DeVito he played great against Ohio. But I would love to see Garrett Schrader to get way more playing time in certain situations.
Now, who do you think's running back number 2 for this game?
Cooper Lutz, I think.
Cooper Lutz. All right, I'm gonna go with Cooper Lutz for the meantime until I see Abdul Adams and Jarvion Howard and all them. But for now, I see Cooper Lutz as our RB2. Now, based on what happens tomorrow, we'll be able to tell you how good this team really is to see if they have the potential and have what it takes for this season to be what 2018 was. What do you think about how big this game plays a role on how much and how good this team really is?
This game can play a role on the to set the tone for dome games and see how the freshmen do in front of big crowds now. Um, this if we win tomorrow, it could turn out to be a 2018 season, but Rutgers is going to be a tough test.
They really are. A Big Ten school is on the rise. Rutgers head coach Greg Schiano, former NFL head, now back at Rutgers. Rutgers coming off a 61-14 victory at Temple or at Rutgers against Temple, a rebuilding Temple team. Still, they're a very talented Big Ten school, and with Schiano, they're a force to be reckoned with. What do you think about that?
Oh, sorry. Um, so who's he coach with in the NFL?
I believe the Buccaneers.
That was before Brady, I think. So, I'm sure he was a good coach in the NFL, but he didn't really have the skill in the he didn't really have the talent on the team. So I'm pretty sure he got sent down to college because he didn't really have that much talent on the
Now
Buccaneers.
back at Rutgers, though, and he has the 16th best recruiting class in the nation.
Yeah, Rutgers has some good recruits. They got tons of new freshmen, and they also have freshmen from last year, freshmen this year again.
Yeah, they do, and they got some really big recruit that's coming in. That came in the other night to come to Rutgers and will not be playing this weekend. Fortunately, he's some really big recruit out of high school. Not sure what his name is, but I did watch Greg Schiano's press conference the other day and
Do you
did
know what
see.
position he plays?
What'd you say?
Do you know what position he plays?
Not sure, but they mentioned how like he's some like big 4 or 5 star, like right straight out of high school, moving into his dorm. And Greg Schiano said, "We're gonna take it slow. We're gonna work him into practicing." He didn't even practice yesterday. That is all I know about that. But this Rutgers team is very, very talented and very, very good. And all I see in this Rutgers team is a rival. That's all I see in Rutgers. I don't like Rutgers. I don't believe any Syracuse fan likes Rutgers. Now, this is a test to see what the next 5 years of recruiting is going to look like. Because Greg Schiano, it's going to be very hard to recruit when Syracuse can say, you know what, you should come to Syracuse. We have the Loud House, and you know what else we got? We also beat Rutgers. We beat the 16th best recruiting class, and that's going to help to get recruits when it really comes down to it. This game decides what happens in the future.
Yeah, if we had that 2018 season, but if it's better, we're gonna have even more. We're gonna have even better recruits.
This is really a really big game. We are all excited for it. The Dome will be rocking. Any guess in attendance?
21,692.
I say 25,892. 25,892 is my guess. 21,532.
Yeah.
All right, CUSE Nation. Thank you for tuning in today. Really appreciate it. Make sure to check out the last video we just posted a little earlier if you have not already. And always, always, always remember, let's go Syracuse. See you guys.
Let's go Orange.